I have a funny little story for you today. I'm Joseph, and this is Input English. I tell a lot of stories on this channel, the Input English channel, for English language learners who would like to improve their listening comprehension and their speaking ability. Our methodology is simple. It's comprehensible input. If you can find content, hopefully like this, that is understandable, if it's interesting, and if it captures your interest to where you can stay focused and interested in what is happening, it can allow you to improve your listening comprehension. With enough input, people really improve their speaking ability. One of the striking features of comprehensible input is the improvement in pronunciation, because listening to well-spoken, clear language, whatever language you're studying, in this case English, allows your brain to understand the sounds of the language and then produce them. We human beings are very good at duplicating sounds that we have heard and learned if we have heard them enough. If someone learns English mostly by reading books, their pronunciation will suffer. If you can follow the stories on this channel, you will benefit. It's worth it. If you're new to comprehensible input, I have a lot of videos on that topic in the video section of this channel. So what is my story about today? Well, you could conclude that it's about this. That's actually the center of the story. What is it? It's a teacup. Where did it come from? Japan. Why do I have it? I ordered it online. Why is that interesting? That's the story. If you've watched a lot of videos on this channel, you will likely know that I am acquiring Spanish and German. My level in Spanish is much higher than my level in German. I have found very good channels, very good sources of input for both of those languages, and I continue to get input every day. One of my channels that I watch all the time on YouTube is Learn German with Falk. Falk is a German teacher who has a lot of videos on his YouTube channel. The videos are very good for people at my level and above. His videos amount to very good comprehensible input. He tells a lot of stories. His discussions are interesting, and I've really benefited a lot from watching his videos. One of the things that you will see when you watch different content creators making comprehensible input is they frequently are drinking during their discussion. If you are talking to someone and they are drinking a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, it gives you the impression that you're sitting casually with a friend, perhaps in a coffee shop or in their home, enjoying a beverage. Drinking a beverage while making a comprehensible input video is commonly done. I don't do it because it doesn't amount to language, but it does give the impression of a casual, friendly discussion. I respect people who do that. I just don't choose to do it. When I watched the videos made by Falk on his channel, he had a teacup like this from which he was drinking. I liked that teacup quite a lot, and I figured it would be available. He didn't say that it was custom made and unavailable. He didn't say that it was handmade. I construed that it was probably made in a factory, and since he currently lives in Japan, I figure I could order it from Japan. I went online, with Google and entered a prompt, a description of this teacup. I then went to the Images tab and went through several pages of images, and none of them matched the cup that I wanted. I refined my description and repeated that process. On the second try, I saw this cup featured as an image. I clicked on the image and found myself on the website for the merchant that sells this cup in Japan. The price was not very high. It was a little higher than a coffee cup or a teacup would be here in a store locally, but I accepted that it was a little more expensive, nothing out of the ordinary. I also figured that there would be a shipping charge, and I just accepted that. By the time I placed my order, I had accepted that I was buying a relatively expensive teacup from Japan, but I liked it, so I accepted that. Within a couple of days, I got the receipt for my purchase. It matched the order I had placed, and so there was no problem. They indicated that it would ship in about 3 days. I have no problem with that either. So what happened? About 3 days later, I got an email. The email was from the shipper, and the message was very clear in English. I needed to pay the tariff imposed by the United States on this purchase, on this import from Japan. When I got that message, I thought, that's not a big problem. For a cup that was about $15, what's the tariff going to be? $3? I figured it would be nothing. So I clicked on the link, and it brought up the site that would accept my payment for the tariff imposed on my purchase to import something into the United States. The tariff was $25. I couldn't believe it. At that point, this teacup would represent the most expensive teacup I had ever bought or thought of buying. I had to make a decision. Do I refuse to pay the tariff and tell the merchant in a message that I want a refund, I want to cancel the order, or do I pay the extra $25? How do I respond? I thought about it. I did not get angry. I said, that's the way it is in 2025. And I paid the $25. A week later, this beauty showed up. Now, because of all the expense which accrued, the purchase price, the imposed tariff, and the shipping charge, this cup became a little bit precious to me. I thought it would be really ironic if I were to wash it in the sink before using it the first time and accidentally drop it and break it. Well, no such thing happened. I carefully washed it in the sink, and I held it low in the sink so that if it were to slip out of my hands, it wouldn't fall very far and break. Since I have started using it, I have always washed it or rinsed it very carefully. This teacup has also taught me a little bit about my own ability to adapt. It has no handle. Because of that, when one makes hot tea in this cup, the cup gets very hot, but there's no handle to use to protect your fingers. You have to figure out how to drink from this cup when it is very hot, or more accurately, how to move the cup from one place to another. We use coffee cups and teacups with handles all the time, and the handles don't get very hot. This gets hot. The first time I brewed tea in this, it was too hot to handle. I had to wait for it to cool down. Over time, I automatically, instinctively placed my fingers at the very rim of the teacup and then put my other hand at the very bottom, the bottom rim, and I found that I could easily and safely handle the hot teacup. I found the cool parts of this hot teacup instinctively. This happened automatically. I didn't analyze the problem and decide how to solve it. I just automatically did it and found that it's actually fairly easy to handle this when it's very hot. If I had known how expensive this teacup was going to be, I probably would not have ordered it. But the way the events unfolded, I didn't want to back out of the deal. I had placed the order, some more details came out, I accepted the extra expense, and we're all fine. So now that I have this little beauty, don't expect that the format of these videos will change. I will not be drinking beverages during the presentation. I tell you this because I expect that this is an amusing little story that is suitable for comprehensible input. Please be sure that you have subscribed to the Input English channel. I invite comments below, and if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.